guys, Wahoo here, back in another video. This time around we are going to talk about all the new fishing that came into Wheeling in the Stars update. So yes, we are going to talk about both the new ships and the new, new fishing poles, the fish, about pools, about everything that got updated. So it's not going to cover the old fish, if I say the old fish there is some old fish as well. They are basically just, most of them are just fishing in just water or lava or plasmic chocolate, so on and so on. But there is many guides and many videos out there, so I don't want to cover those too much. You probably already, many people don't already have them, but if you don't have them, you are going to find those videos. And I haven't done one myself because people cover it pretty much amazing back in the day, before fishing is pretty much old. It was before I even started, so 6.5 years ago the fishing was already introduced. But it's gotten a lot better with this new update, at least what I think. So yeah, that's sort of the intro. In the description there is a timestamps. There is also links to the different things, so if you want to go check that out, you can. But I will be covering everything there is during a video. But just keep in mind that the description is always updated with the newest stuff, and also comments and stuff like that is always up to date. So if the video's in a few years, maybe it'll change, but then I'll of course make a new one. But how it goes with videos, they sometimes get outdated. But description, if something minor changes, I will always change it in the description, as I was saying. And then we just got the little fishy trophy also dancing right there. So anyways, that's enough with the rambling with the intro. Let's jump to the first thing. So I should have said the first thing we are going to do is show you where the fishing hub is. So it is in the Trove hub, but before we do that, I do want to show you guys there is a fishing quest. Of course, not the event thing. That's of course Thanksgiving. That's still going on, or Friendsgiving. That's still going on right now. But under quest, this is the tutorial quest. There's for different things and gems and stuff like that in Trove. There's also a fishing one, 19 steps. It's not that hard, it seems like a lot for 19 steps, but it's not that hard to get through. If it doesn't show up for you right here, you might have to reset the game, or you might have to do some of the quests in here. They might be hidden under some of the other ones they want you to do first. Usually it shows up, but I just wanted to mention that you don't panic that it doesn't show up for you right here. But it takes you through every single thing there is with the new fishing in the game. So I just wanted to mention that as well in your adventures as well. So you could go and do that. But like I said, the first thing we are going to do is show you where the hub is, or the fishing hub is. So yeah, we're in the Trove hub. As you can see right here, you got the statue right over here. You spawn in right over here where all the other people, and then it's behind here in, as you can see, there's also changed up there, but that's for the talent tree, and the fish is in the basement. So basically it now shows you like this, and you just basically go down the steps. And when you then come down here, Mark, or Mud Worker Mark, is not going to be there. The guy up there is not going to be there. I think Sam is going to be here. Sam is right here. He's still also on the ships. If you go to the drowned worlds out here, he is still going to be there out there. But this guy is not going to show up before you've done every single step of the quest, so to make sure you do that as well. But I just wanted to let you know that you shouldn't be panicking either, that he's not gonna it doesn't look like what I have here, because I've been doing it for a few days, also doing the quest, and as you can see, it was gone and such. So yeah, basically just go down the stairs, and you are going to come into this room here, and it's not gonna look, like I said, completely like this, but as you do the quest, it's gonna show up and looking just like this. So this is where it was. Let's move on to another thing. So I should really stop saying things and actually say what we are going to talk about next, because I did make a list, and we are going to talk about the pond. But first we are going to talk about this picture, because it is the pond, but we'll also go in game and kind of talk about different things. But as this picture can show you, is that there is a few red circles, and red circles means this is something you probably want to get. I do want to explain these three down here. But the other ones are basically necessary for, mastery, and also for dragons and such. So that's why they are circled. There is also a green one. We'll talk about that one when we get into game as well. But I'd make it green up here, so it's not something you absolutely need. But if you want to get, max mastery, all that stuff, this is something that is important. So I call this one the fish buff kind of path, and this is the better pools path, and this is the lower path down here. So these three here, these is kind of a triangle right here. These are the new fragments for the new dragons. So these are absolutely necessary if you want all dragons as well. These comes from these 3 right here. This one, and this one, the more outer ones. I guess there's not as much of an outer one, but this one, and this one, and this one, these are 3 allies that also give mastery. So you want to get these because if you want to max mastery, that's what you are wanting to get. So, and these 3 down here is kind of a maybe. I did put them as red because if you want the whole tree, you probably want to get these as well because these basically give you more chances of getting a Mark of the Angler. And Mark of the Angler is the new currency. I'll show you guys that when we get into game as well. I'll talk more about that when we go through it. And also the Aura of the Angler, which is also part of this tree. And up here, this is an NPC that unlocks up here if you want to get some of these turtles and stuff like that. That's what it basically is. But these red ones are some you probably want to get. These is more of a maybe. If you don't want to get everything, and we don't know what the chances are, but basically what it does is that it increases your chance to get Mark of the Angler. Right now, getting Mark of the Angler is about 4 to 6 fish, and then you get 1 to 2 marks. That's at least what I've experienced as well. I've never gotten 3, so it's between 1 and 2 you get. So these should give them more chance to get it. So probably like be every time if you get all 3 of them, but we don't know the numbers and nobody's really taken them too much and hasn't shared too much information on that yet, because most of the people are probably going after the mastery stuff and like other things as well on the tree, getting more, you know, better pools or getting more fishes and stuff like that. So basically I would go for maybe the lore path or the better pools one before going for the fish buff. But it's very interesting because there might be some great buffs actually food wise for getting all these. So it's not really fish to get better fish, but it's actually also not better fish, it's not better fishing, that's what I meant. It's actually for actually combat and such. So that's actually pretty interesting as well. So yeah, lore path down here and such. But let's jump in game to kind of talk a bit about it some more. All right, we are now in game and let's head over to the pond once again. So this is the live pond, if you can say it like that. You can see I have a few ones unlocked. I have unlocked all the fragments so far. I'll probably also go for depending on how things go, I will also get the allies and stuff like that. It's only like 25 mastery points and stuff like that, but yeah, it's not crazy, but it might be something that is worth. And as you can see right here, this is what improves the aura of the angler. And you might be wondering, what is the aura of the angler? Well, aura of the angler is something you get when you kind of basically just start the quest line there. It's gonna tell you to unlock the aura of the angler, which is one of the first steps, and you basically get every materials to do so. So that's why it's really good to go through that. You kind of get a nice boost into the tree to getting through these. But the aura of the angler is something you need to obtain, so you actually get these marks of the angler. If you don't have the aura, you're not gonna get yourself, you know, these marks, and these marks are very important. If you go over to mark, you can see these are what they're costing. Right now I'm kind of saving for I want them the fishing pole basically, so I'm waiting for 5,000 marks of the angler to get this one. Also you need 3 there's also getting 3 fragments from here for the new dragons as well. But as you can see, the ally is right out here, and then the other ally as we talked about, and then the last ally is right down. Oh, it's here, sorry. I might have put it right here, I'm sorry. Okay, so it's down here. Sorry about that, but it's down here. That's the other one down here. So I think I put it around here. I should have put it here. I think I looked at this one and then took this one. My bad. That's a mistake by my part. But it's down here. So if it wasn't here, it's gonna be here. So that's my bad. But yeah, I feel like it kind of looks like a crab that is like pooping, like pooping out here. So yeah, that's sort of what I feel like the tree looks like. It might be a little hard to see on all the blue and all the circles up here. But yeah, the NPC is right here, Thomas Tortoise, I think that's how you pronounce it. And this guy's you have to unlock to get the turtles, because he sells you a pole. We're going to talk about poles in a little bit, but he sells you a pole that you can use to fish all the turtles with. So you have to go all the way through this until you can get the turtles. So you won't be able to get turtles just by randomly, because you need that special rod or pole to get this one up here. So yeah, that's the pond, everything you need to do with it. But you do get the mark or the aura of the angler and start getting marks after you kind of do this thing. And then there is a few recipes and stuff like that going through all of these. And yeah, I just want the fragments first, and then I'll see where I get, and now I want the pole and I want the fragments, and that's sort of how I want to do it. But you can unlock the whole tree if you want to do that before you do anything else. You should maybe get these, but they are pretty expensive when you get up there. As you can see, these you need the keys for. The big ones you need the keys for. So first you unlock it with a key, and then you unlock it with a mark instead. And there's no resetting the tree. I'm just gonna tell you that there's no resetting the tree. Like with the star chart, we have like the talent tree. You can reset that tree. This is no resetting on this at this moment. It might be that in the future, if you want, they might add that. But yeah, it's probably going to be pretty expensive to do so. But right now there is not. But as you can see, these keys do cost not too much right now. It's not that crazy right here. I haven't unlocked that many, but they get quite expensive when you get through all of these. And then of course you need a trophy on top of that as well for buying one of these. So it's not just the keys, you also need the trophies afterwards to unlock it. But I want the pole as the next thing, just to do something. It doesn't really matter which way you do it. The most important thing is just to get the aura, because then you won't get any marks if you don't do it as well. So yeah, that said, we can move on to the next thing, which is going to be the daily quests. All right, so let's talk about the daily quests and why they are so cool. Well, as you can see here, I do have 3 daily quests. When you go through the tree a little bit here, I think it's this one, yeah, this one. That's pretty cool. The Freshwater Frank's orders, and he is right up here. This is Fresh Frank, or Freshwater. I'm just gonna call him Fresh Frank. That's actually like pretty cool. His cool name, Freshwater Frank. I guess that's also kind of cool. But Fresh Frank is sort of Fresh Frankfurter, I don't know. But yeah, we also of course got Sam, and he sells the things that we are used to, and you got the assembler as well. We'll talk about that actually in a little bit as well. But Frank sells us 4 daily quests when you unlock them, and you can also improve them when you basically go through all this. You can see you can get 3. This is 2, so you get a little bit of better ones probably. I haven't done too many of them, and then you get 3. And then there is also the weekly one, and also deep pools, and then recipes for lures, donations, and stuff like that. But basically just get here. It's pretty easy when you do the quest. It's actually part of the quest, the fishing quest that we talked about before. So, and then it's going to unlock this and also tell you to do some of these. But what I usually do, and this is what I want to do, the trick is that I get the, basically it has 3 ones that is always there, like the same. That is one that just fish 85, as you can, I can just do it right here. As you can see, 85 fish of just in pools. It doesn't have to be, anything specific like water or anything. You just fish from pool, and common fish is just like the fish you always get. And then there's rare fish, and then there's also uncommon fish. And then there, of course, is like special fish and stuff like that. But that's not part of any of these. And then there's always also the beginner order. I don't know what is going to change if you do unlock it, orders 2. As you can see, I haven't unlocked it myself. I don't know what that's going to be like. But right now, as it is right now, these are the quests that shows up every day. So this one is fishing in pools, but it has to be in chocolate. Yesterday I got lava, I think, and then, oh no, yesterday it was water, and then other times it's lava as well. But what this one is, if I just do this, and we can go in here, as you can see, it's catch, this is the catch common fish, that was the one we talked about before, but here, catch common fish from chocolate pool. So what I do is that I just go to, Candoria, and I fish in pools of chocolate, right? Because then it will count towards this one and this one as well. And the problem is, or what my tip is that I also do the expert one, the rare one, because it sort of seems it's really easy. I wouldn't say easy, but in the days that I've been fishing, about 5 to 7 days I've been fishing, every single time I always got the 2 and also more rare fish, just from also have to be from pools, but I usually go for the 85. And in those 85, I usually get an 2 or more rare fish in those one. Yesterday it was really close. I was missing like 10 fish or something like that, and then I just started getting some rare fish. And there is actually a lure when you get through the tree a little bit more. I just want to show you guys here. There's one that when you catch faster. There's also one where it's like bigger chance of trophy fish, but this one increases the chance of uncommon and rare fish. And I've been trying this one out because, as you saw, there's one quest I did not pick up, and that's the uncommon ones. I tried it once, and I couldn't get it done basically in the time as well, because you can only have 3 of the quest at active at the time. If I could get 4, I would do them all. But this one, I couldn't. In the, like I said, 5 to 7 days, I could not get enough. I haven't been picking up that quest, but I've been counting how many uncommon fish I got in the same period doing the 85 fish. So yeah, I didn't get enough uncommon fish to do that, so you have to keep fishing, and then you're basically only going for uncommon, so you're sort of not as efficient as doing these 3 ones right here. So I recommend doing these 3 because again, the rare fish is also not, you know, they are rare, and you're not guaranteed to get it inside the 85 fish. But like I said, in the 5 to 7 days I've been fishing, I have definitely gotten the 2 rare ones before even getting the 85. So this is my strategy to doing the 3 quests. And again, you can always go back and then buy this one if you want to, but then you're only looking for, you know, uncommon fish. And I also tried, that's why I showed this lure. I've been trying with this lure as well. And I know there's, you know, this is the basic one. You can also improve them again, as you can do through the pool. And I, you know, again, haven't done all that down here, but they might be proved so much that it's actually worth it doing this one as well afterwards or something like that. But this is my strategy, at least. Also because I don't want to be sitting around all day fishing for just forever and ever and ever, because yeah, I know we all got stuff to do, right? So, but this is my strategy, picking up these 3 and then going out, getting the 85 fish in chocolate or lava or you know, water if it's that. So basically this one has a different zone to it, and this one is always going to be this, so you can just go to water every single time if you just want to do this one. But this is what I suggest you guys doing for getting your, you know, daily quest. And these gives a lot of marks. So these give a lot of marks, 175 marks, 275 marks, and 175 marks. There's a lot of marks to getting these here. You won't get the same amount. You can keep fishing, you still get marks, but it's, you know, not super, it's not efficient as these ones are as well. And you can, of course, just keep fishing if you want to do so. But that's a daily quest, and I really recommend you guys doing those. Even if you don't like fishing, you still have to sort of have to do these to get the, you know, the fragments, to get the dragon fragments, that is, and also get the allies and stuff if you want to get that mastery. It's not that hard. I feel like you get them pretty easily. But yeah, that was the daily quest. Let's move on to the ships. All right, so let's talk about ships and why are ships important. Well, we talked about the daily quest, and sometimes the daily quest is to fish in plasma or into lava. And plasma is kind of easy because you just go to the Neon City biome, and there you are going to find the rivers where there has the pools you're going to fish in. So you don't really have to be in the plasma, because when you are in plasma or lava, and that's why I'm talking about this, when you take damage, also from enemies for that matter, you are going to stop fishing basically. So you're going to sit in lava, and most of the ships that are in the game actually don't provide you safety when you are in lava. And you do have to be in the lava to fish in the pools, because they're usually out at lava sea, if you can say it like that. So you have to sit in there, and then when you are just on a different ship, you are going to take damage. And why I'm talking about this, because when I went to the Nautilus assembler, we are going to find the boat. This one can sail in lava, but it requires you to get the scales of the deep. And how do you get the scales of the deep? I'll show you guys that right now. Right here, we do need the new fishing pole that is in here, and that's not why I'm taking the fishing pole. It's just basically because I want the scales, because there's been plenty of things that actually cost the scales. But I want to show you guys a boat that's actually already, I would say already in the game, but many people actually already have, because it's an old boat that can actually sail in lava. And I actually didn't know there was one that existed in, because we never had to fish in lava that much as we are doing right now, because one of the daily quests is in there. But to get the deep ones, you just have to fish in pools. So basically you just have to get the pole, and then you can fish in the pools, and in the pools you will get the deep ones, or deep fish, and those are going to give you, when you collect them, it's going to give you the scales as we have before, these ancient scales that, from those we are used to. But now they're just called scales of the deep because they get from there. But the boat we need is this one, and I didn't know this one was actually navigated safely, as you can say, in lava. And this one most people do have, and you can also buy these scales if you don't have them, and these are pretty easy to craft in the Dragon Crucible as well. That's where you craft your dragons. Only need one of them as well, and then all these materials are something we are used to as well. You can actually buy all of these materials. You can actually buy this one actually, but it's not that hard to craft either. But these are all the materials. You can actually craft them all on the marketplace to get yourself this ship, and that's quite important if you want to do the daily quest where you are going to be fishing in lava. This one actually already is, and I wasn't aware of it, so I just wanted to share that information with you guys about ships and stuff like that, because this one is going to be pretty, not hard to get, but you do need, like I said, 5,000 of those marks. And to get that, you want to do daily quests, and one of the daily quests is, you can basically do the uncommon one instead maybe, but if you want to do the lava one, you basically have to skip that one if you don't have a ship that is in here. So this one is a lot easier to craft and could do basically the same thing. You can see here, I already have it equipped down here because I fished in lava not too long ago. Actually, I think it was yesterday, and then I'm confused on that. Doesn't matter what, but you can basically safely fish in lava with getting this ship here. So you don't need this ship here, but you just have to have this one. So I would really recommend getting this one and not this one unless you just want the mastery. But if you're just talking about fishing in lava, just get this one because it's a lot easier to get. So I just wanted to show you guys, talk about a little bit about the fish that was actually an old boat that was actually in the game. You can fish safely from in lava, which I forgot that was already in the game. So yeah, I wanted to talk about the fish. Next up, we are going to talk about the poles. So now we are going to talk about poles, and why are poles important? Well, poles are important because you sometimes need some of those special poles to get some of those special fish. And like I talked about the deep ones, I sort of covered it sort of through everything, but and I'm going to tell you where you are going to get all the poles. And first one we're going to talk about is of course the one we've been talking about for a little bit here, and that's the Mud Water Marks Mucker. I think that's what it's called, and it's a one-time purchase, and you can get 5,000. You need 5,000 of the mark of the angler, and we kind of covered how you're going to get the mark of the angler. But yeah, this is basically pretty easy to know where it is. So just go ahead and buy that one from there. Next one is not really from the pond, but we need an NPC from the pond. So I talked about this NPC before. This is Mr. Thomas, and you basically have to go through the whole tree here on this right side to get the Thomas, the tortoise, to spawn. I don't know really where he spawns, but I assume it's like maybe up here or something like that. He's going to be in this cave here, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's going to be like a treasure hunt to find him. But that guy sells you a fishing rod. We don't know really what it cost. Doesn't really matter, but it's going to be a lot of marks just getting up here, and then when he spawns, he's going to have an inventory just like Mark is going to have, with a pole and some other things probably, but especially the pole, that's where you are going to get yourself that fishing pole. They just unlock the the NPC and then buy it from that guy. It's probably going to cost you marks, but yeah, but he rises to the surface and he comes from some quest thing. But yeah, that's where you are going to get yourself the tortoise or the turtle pole as well. All right, so next up we got the fish finder, and the fish finder is from the crafting table, the Nautilus assembler. And if you go down under fishing, that's where you can also make the old fishing poles. These are the ones that are old, but here you find the fish finder. So you need some of these echoes, and these of course when you do daily quest, not daily quest, but just do your dungeons and stuff like that, this will drop, these echoes will drop from also from the tome and such like. But these are just doing dungeons and you'll drop these. But these scales of course are important because you get these scales of course from this one as well. That's why I'm saying you need this pole before you can get the other pole actually, because this pole or the scales drops from deep fish, which you basically get by getting the mark fishing pole and pulling them up from the pools, and then you get these as well, and you look like these and you get these. That's why how you get it. So yeah, that's how you are going to get those poles, and then we're going to talk about the last two poles as well. All right, so the last two polls are basically, you can actually find them on the marketplace. I can't read their names, but you can actually buy them on the marketplace. But if you don't, they're pretty expensive right now. It's like 10 million or something like that for a fishing pole because, you know, update just came out and such. But the way you are going to find it is in the Sundering Uplands, you know, these in the Sundering Uplands. It doesn't have to be U7, it can be any of the Sundering Uplands. You basically have to fish in lava when you're basically in the bottom layer, if you know what that is. Like the bottom layer is basically two layers, the cloud layer and then the bottom layer. And the bottom layer, you have to fish in lava to have a chance. It's really rare to get it. And in the top layer, you have to fish in water. So basically just go here, find some water to get one of the poles, and again, it can be tradable, so you can actually also trade it to your friends if you get more than one, right? And then also in the lava in the bottom layer. So just random. It doesn't have to be in pools or anything like that. It just has to be in the Sundering Uplands. Again, it can be U7. It can also be some of the other prime worlds and such. But it does have to be in the Sundering Uplands. You are going to find yourself those two fishing poles, and they're really rare, but you can find them in there. So good luck to trying to find them. But you can also, again, buy them off the marketplace. At some point, they're going to go down price, but it's probably going to be a while until everybody has them. But if you want to get them, that's where you are going to pick them up. But they don't really have a special function, so it's not really something you should be aiming for too much. It's more the other ones that I covered before, especially the Mark 1 and the other, what's it called? The Turtle one, of course. But the Turtle one is also kind of not super easy to get, so I would focus on the Mark 1 and also with the Turtle one. Those are the ones I would focus on, and then you can craft the one with the deep one because you're gonna probably get a lot of those scales, and then the last two ones you don't really worry too much about. And maybe you'll get them, maybe you won't, and then just check the market in a 6 months time or something like that and see if they haven't gone down way down in price at that point, or at you know, price you want to buy them. But that covers everything there is with poles. Now we can start fishing, so we are going to talk about all the new fish. All right, guys, we are going to use a little bit of a spreadsheet here made by Not Abby, Mr. Lol, I think that's how you say it. You can probably see what the names are right here. So these are the 5 people that have been doing some research at the PTS server, actually how you're going to get all of these fish. So this is one of the links that's in description. Also the wiki is down there, but it's not as accurate as this one, but you can use it as well. Look up all the old fish as well. These only cover this, of course, this spreadsheet only covers the new fish that was in here, and there's also something with the, you know, the star chart and stuff like that, but we're gonna focus on the fish in this one. But yeah, this spreadsheet is linked in the description, so go down there. But do remind me if it's not linking properly or something like that. Just make me sure and tell me in the comments or something like that if it's not proper, and I will find out what's wrong with the link or something like that. But make sure you thank these people. I have done so as well. So thank you so much for me using this here spreadsheet. And again, it's linked in the description. And we are going to go under the fish. So this is where we are going to have all the, you know, uncommon and the common fish, and also the rare fish, and also the deep ones and the turtles as well, how you're going to see it. As you can see, they haven't really gotten the turtles yet. That's not how far, so they will update it when they get to that, but they have all the deep ones, how you are going to get those, and I'll go through every single one of them. And I have gotten all of these on, you know, the plasma, chocolate, lava, and water. Have gotten all those, so those are confirmed that by me as well. So these are how I also got all of these. So most of these, it does say pool number 2, 3, and stuff like that. Don't worry about what it means, the pool 1, 2, 3. It's basically just go to a pool and you will get all the commons and all the uncommon ones, and also the rare ones you will get just by, you know, fishing in pools, doing the daily quest, and you'll get them over, you know, pretty quickly actually, getting all of these new fish. So don't worry too much about saying how much it is, like, sort of. But one thing is cool is it just gives you 670 mastery points. This is what all the mastery points out here. That's of course also with the deep ones and the turtles, but just from all these up here, there's about 500 mastery points just getting all of these. So it's pretty crazy how much mastery points there's actually in the fishing pool, if you can say it like that. But yeah, getting all the pools or just fishing in water pools, lava pools, chocolate pools, and plasma pools, you are going to get most of all of these, like I said. But there's a few ones that are a little bit special, and it says right here. So first, this one you have to fish outside of pools, and you have to do water in the sundering uplands. So you got to find water, or bring yourself some water, or have a cornerstone that floats water inside the uplands. However you want to do so. So next is, of course, the rainbow fish. That's one of the rare fish. You just have to fish outside of pools, but it has to be in the magical atoll. I think that's I'm pronouncing it. And that's located, as you can see right here, in the drowned world. So any of the drowned worlds, there is basically this, it looks like the Fey biome, just kind of a little bit of a torched, if you can say it like that. But basically what you can just see is if you press escape, you get that menu up there, and in the top, it basically says what biome you are in. So if you're Neon City biome, it'll say Neon City biome. But just look for the magical atoll, and you will find yourself, you can just fish in any water that's in there, and then you will, basically, like I said, in the drowned worlds, that's one of the water worlds. Just go out there, find that. Like I said, it looks like the Fey biome on the map as well. Just be inside there, fish in some water, and just keep fishing, and you'll get yourself the rainbow fish. Then we got the Ember Slack fish, and this is again outside of pools, and another outside pools. This one is lava. Both of them, of course, is from lava, but lava in the sundering uplands. So when you're in the sundering uplands, you got to find some lava as well. A really good idea is to find yourself a Dragonfire Peaks, and sometimes Dragonfire Peaks floats lava from one biome to the other one, and you can just stand in the other one and just keep fishing into it. And then again, also in the Jurassic jungle, this is called the Surian swamp. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but that's the biome. Basically, that's a part Jurassic jungle, or the Dino biome, if you can say it like that, has basically two different ways they look. One with the canopy, that's kind of the closed one, where it's like the big layer on top of it, and then there's one that's open. And basically, you have to be in the one that's open, so one that only is there. So you just find what I did is that I found a big 3-star dungeon, and that had lava in it, and then you basically just fish from there in the pools as well. Sorry, of course, outside of pools, not inside pools, just outside of pools, just in lava generally. You can also make your own lava in there, just put some lava down. You can't just use the sponges, of course, to make lava, but if you are again close to a one of the Jurassic biomes, or close to a Dragonfire Peaks biome, you can basically do some shenanigans there as well. Next up, we got the chocolate ones, and these are basically in the same place, which is pretty nice. One is from chocolate in Forbidden Spires, and one chocolate also in the Forbidden Spires. And Forbidden Spires is, of course, the other biome, the other recently new biome, if you can say it like that. That's the Asian-inspired biome, of course. And you just go to, there's a big, Forbidden Spires biome as well, or place you can go and just get all the Forbidden Spires, and then find again somewhere where Candoria is close to, and some pool lava or some chocolate will flow over there, or you can make a chocolate spitting thingy, and you can basically get the one. There's one for water and one for chocolate as well. And then you got the plasma one, and you have to have plasma in the geotop side. There's plenty of dungeons. Basically, also the big one, the big pyramid dungeon, the 5-star dungeon, the big one has some plasma in there to get those. And then you got plasma in the permafrost biome as well. And what I did is that I went to the permafrost biome, the big one that has the most of it, and then found a Neon City biome that was close to, or was it the other way around? I can't remember. But basically, again, I found two biomes close to each other that had, Neon City biome has a lot of plasma, and sometimes it flows over into the other biomes, and this one, it was in the permafrost as well. So I won't go over all of these down here. I haven't checked it out myself, but you can read what goes on down here, what it requires. So you can see down here, it requires the fishing pole. There's also a mod, basically what it says right here, this smart mod from, I think it's Destroyer Crystal, I think his name is Critical Destroyer, I think that's his name. I'm not sure if that's him, but he has a link down here as well. It's also part of my mod pack now to get those fishing poles as well. So if you see it on stream, for example, that's the one as well. And of course, you can just do exclamation mods on my Twitch channel, which is also linked in the description, where you can get all of these mods that I have, and also including the new one here if you want to get so as well, because it does make it a little bit easier to see them, the pools at least as well. But yeah, I think I covered enough of these. You could read this all yourself again if you want to. It's all linked in the description. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you guys so much for watching this very, very long video, but there is a lot to cover. There's a lot of details that has to go in, and I just want to make sure you guys are, fishing at the most efficient way you can and getting through all this, because it can be tedious sometimes, fishing, but at least this way you are getting all the experience that I have, and hopefully you can get ahead much faster than I did in all of this. So again, thank you guys so much for watching this long video. I hope to see you in another one. Thank you again so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!